What's going on, guys and girls? Today we're going to cover issue 5 of Ultimate Spider-Man, and we open up on issue 5 in the Osborn mansion being torn apart by the Green Goblin. Harry wakes up from a nightmare, he seems like, but it's not a nightmare. The Green Goblin's tearing up the house and he actually kills Harry's mother. Harry wakes up, and as he gets out the door he sees the Green Goblin, stares him in the eyes as Green Goblin throws a firebomb at his face. Next we transition to Aunt May and Uncle Ben playing a game of cards as a guy comes out of the kitchen with a gun. Ben tries to talk sense into the guy, saying I want all your money, and Uncle Ben gives him a wise ass crack saying, hey, you probably got more money than we do. And of course we all know what happens from there. It goes to a body bag going out the door and Peter and Aunt May crying on the couch. That's why I told you it was key that when Pierre ran up to the door in the last issue, then the fire ambulance and the cops were there, he kind of knew it was going to happen. Aunt May essentially is screaming at Pierre, what the hell's going on with you, almost essentially, she's taking her frustrations out and emotional rage on Peter. Peter doesn't know how to handle that, so he takes off. He takes off after the killer, after he hears them going over the cops going over the walk saying, hey, we think we got the guy cornered in this alleyway. So Pierre enters the warehouse where the guy is. Guy takes a shot at him. Cops outside are basically saying everyone down, we're gonna hold the fort. This guy doesn't believe what he's seeing because Pierre is in the Spider-Man costume, and the cops are debating whether they should send in a SWAT team. Pierre gets the guy down, and then he sees who he is. Remember how I told you back in issue 3, I believe, when Pierre passed up the guy trying to rob the deli, saying, hey, why didn't you stop him? He goes, not my job. Well, we see a panel here, and he sees his face, and guess who it is? It is the guy that he could easily have stopped, put in jail, and Uncle Ben would still be alive. So this weighs very heavy on Peter. So much so as that he doesn't let the guy go easy. He puts him through the window, and he's hanging there, but, he doesn't kill him. He just lets him get him, and he's going through his head, great power comes great responsibility. So that's how it's going to play out in Ultimate Spider-Man. He's going to realize the error of his ways here, tries to help everyone he can. In fact, he even helps the deli guy that got his money stolen from him. He gives him some money back. He's having a really tough go after Uncle Ben's passing, but he's come to realize his own Uncle Ben taught him right that you have to bear the weight of your responsibility if you have good the power to back it. And he's coming into his own here. Here we see a scene with Mary Jane and him talking. She basically telling him she's worried about him, and that's where the issue ends, with him collapsing in her arms crying for the loss of Uncle Ben. On to the next issue, and I'll see you in issue 6.